So the brief for Nightingale Primary School was to provide a new two-form of entry primary school, co-located next to residential. And the residential brief supported the school brief, so the school was always the priority in the design. And throughout that process, we ensured the school stakeholders were heavily involved in design decisions. And the sort of main point of the brief was to ensure both uses worked independently from each other, had their own identity, but also were united in their built form. So this innovative funding model is really important to overcome current budgetary constraints in education. It allows us to create schools that inspire pupils to learn, create schools of high quality. It was important to us to show how both these uses together can not only benefit each other economically, but socially as well.
Working with Hawkins Brown was great because not only did they really take on board my ideas, and it felt very much like I was creating the school of my dreams with experts to guide me through it. They took the time to explain the architectural perspectives, which I might not have thought about, but they also took on board the educational perspective, so it really felt like a partnership. One of the things that's obviously different about Nightingale is that it's a school that's co-located with the residential building. And I'm the first to admit to everybody that to begin with I had some reservations and I couldn't see quite how that would work. But actually, as we've gone through the process of designing it and moving in, I can really see that there's an opportunity to achieve something really special as a Nightingale community as a whole. Coming up with the wayfinding strategy was just one of the most fun and enjoyable parts of this process for me. For a while, we hadn't quite come up with the story, but as soon as we did, the idea just took off. So the idea that children are kind of relatively like a nightingale going through this mystery forest made by the trees on the wall just became a really exciting concept. I love showing people around Nightingale because it's a school that's full of surprises, whether it's the wildflower meadow up on the roof where we keep our bees, the beautiful outdoor playing areas, or the specialist teaching spaces that we have. It's a school that inspires children to want to learn, to want to come to school every day.
The building is brilliant. We've got all these new features. We've got the cooking room, we've got the drama studio.
We have like beautiful green space nearby. We're allowed to take the kids outside, up on the rooftop. We've got gardening, beekeeping, rock climbing.
Our building is perfectly suited for inclusion with sensory rooms, wide corridors, light and bright spaces that feel calming and also safe.
To me, as the wellbeing coordinator for the school, it has absolutely state-of-the-art fantastic facilities, as you can see from our wonderful gardening area here. I'm lucky enough to be able to teach wellbeing every afternoon and teach children those key skills that are so important growing up. But doing that through our wonderful spaces such as our park room for circle time. I'm sure you've seen where we have the lovely logs as well. That makes for a gorgeous circle time. I think all of those things make it truly stand out as a school.
We've built our curriculum around the needs and interests of our children. We know that they love to spend time actively outdoors, so we've actually built that into our curriculum for everybody. As a small school, we're able to provide a really nurturing environment where children feel safe and happy. We get to know them really well and we have really good continuity of staff, so we've got familiar adults for the children.
I love the school Nightingale because our playgrounds and our rooms are very awesome.
Our parents are a really important part of our community and we truly believe in working in partnership with home. But we also want to make school a place where parents feel really welcome and families want to come. So we have a stay and play session for toddlers and we have a cafe on site that parents can use during the school run at the beginning and end of the day. I don't think it's underestimating to say that moving into this new building was a life-changing event for a lot of our children, and certainly we've seen their attitudes towards their learning really improve and increase. We track behaviour as every school does, and we've noticed this year compared to last year that we've already had a 2/3 drop in the number of small behaviour incidents. The children are finding the space so calm, whether it's the wide corridors or the lightness and the brightness of the space, and they're internalising that calm, and you can just feel it as the atmosphere in our classrooms.
Nightingale is the best school in Hackney.